Yeah. He cooking. Yeah. Baby boy cooking. He seasoned up and everything. He don't marinate it and everything.
I got Antonio in the building. Why didn't I hear it?
Big brother. Why not, big brother? How you doing, man?
Grace and peace, man. I'm sorry, Mr. Antonio Sinclair. How are you?
Man, I'm cool. I'm good out here, brother, man. I'm new to the channel, man, and but I've been seeing your content floating, man. So I was on here one day, man, and just was commenting, and somebody gave me a subscription. So, man, I think I'm gonna continue to renew it and keep it going, man.
Well,
you got great content, big brother. Man, big brother, you got great content, man. I follow a lot of them, but man, you one of a kind, man. God's grace to hand is on your platform, man, and I enjoy it, man.
Thank you, man.
But now, my thing is this. I think two-part question. Well, not two-part question, but two-part response. The Young Dolph situation. I think them dudes gonna get found guilty. And I think, like you said earlier, the RICO is already in motion.
RICO is already on stove.
Yeah. He cooking. Yeah. Baby boy cooking. He seasoned up and everything. He don't marinate it and everything. So I think the guy that was in contact with Juke, the one that's locked up that made bond, I think he's gonna be the one that they're gonna apply the pressure to. That's gonna blow it all the way up, along with the guy that testified on the stand.
I like it. Yeah, it's definitely interesting to say the least.
Yeah, it really is, man. Yeah,
day one, he spilled all the beans on the first day. We're like, whoa,
out the gate, like a horse at the Kentucky Derby, out the gate, man. He wastes no time, and that says a lot. That says a lot to what evidence and what they got, because I don't support what if you out there and you doing what you're doing, the consequences behind the choices and the decisions that you make when it comes to situations like that. So I don't condone the snitching, but at the same time, I did 10 years in the Fed, so I know how it feels for somebody to snitch on you. You know what I mean? Sure. So I'm not a proponent of it. I hate it because you're a grown man. You know what you're doing. You know the consequences to the street code. Point blank. No excuse. And if I can flip over to the Young Thug trial, this Tennessee case makes that case look real bad, man. It makes the state of Georgia look terrible. They ought to be ashamed of themselves, man, that they can get a high-profile murder case that I think Dolph case been going on for like 2-3 years, almost the same time.
November 21.
21, almost around the same time when Thug them got picked up, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Almost around that time. And they are done? Oh, man. That says a lot, big brother.
We got to hang our heads up in here, Georgia.
Man, Georgia need to get it together, man. Georgia, and that's one of my favorite states.
Yeah, but Georgia, Atlanta must be stopped. Let me ask you this, if you don't mind me asking. Mm-hmm. Now, you said that you've spent 10 years in the Fed. Mm-hmm. I don't want to know what you did, but I do want to ask you, because I'm getting, just looking at what I'm seeing right here, you seem like you're a gainful employed individual.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it difficult for a street dude to become a legitimate dude? Is that difficult?
No, it's not difficulty. I think what comes into play is, I'm a born again believer. I'm a born again. I love the Lord. I'm saved. You know what I mean? No shade to nobody else or what their belief is. But I know what worked for me, DWC. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Born and raised in the church. But to answer your question, no, it's not hard, because I knew that if I can take the same mentality I had of hustling drugs as a kingpin, and if I can use those same principles and business mindset ethics in the legal field, that I can get ahead. if
You
that
mean
makes
in
sense.
a legal field, right? In
I
a
mean,
legal
legally.
field.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
legally.
Okay.
Going to get me a job. I started from the bottom. When I got out in 2009, I worked for $8.25 at a Chipotle Mexican grill. Walked every day from the halfway house for 6 months all the way to work. And I was the type of guy, I was getting it. I'm not tooting my horn, but I made a decision in my mind that I'm not going back that route. So I don't care if I had to go work 3 $8.25 jobs to make it. That was not an option going back that way. So guys have to have their mindset change when they come out and want to do right, because it's out here. You know, it's a struggle. I'm not going to even sit here in front and tell you that, you know, when you go get these jobs and they ask you, have you been convicted of a felony? You know, most of them ask you have you been convicted in the last 7 years? And what guys don't know is that if you was convicted before those around 7 years, and you got out, you're no longer considered to put that on your application that I've been convicted of a felon in the last 7 years, because you've been incarcerated for the last 7 years. So that was a lot of the loopholes that I had that allowed me to get some of the jobs that I had. And now I'm a CDL owner, you know what I'm saying? And I own my own truck.
Okay.
So
yeah, I kind of want to know, like, this is a great story, man. Antonio, do not ever, if I ever drop the link, you're welcome.
Yes, sir.
Come on, and we can talk about it for sure. Where are you?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm originally from Orlando, Florida. I got a deep testimony, man. I don't have the time to really lay it out. I live in a glass house because I understand that what I went through was not just only for me and my sons, but it's for other young youth that are coming up in society today that are being tricked mentally, man, by the things that they see by our own community and the platforms that they sit on and the poison that they push into our community. So I got a real story to tell, man. You know, it's not a felonious one.
No. What we're going to do is we're going to have a day. Maybe shoot me an email, dearwokeC@gmail.com. Maybe we'll have a day and just have you come on. I would love to hear your story.
Yeah, man.
What do you carry?
I'm actually running for Sharon Williams right now. My truck, I have somebody in my truck running it for me. So I'm basically burning the candle at both ends. So to God be the glory. I got to keep some seed in the ground, man. You know what I'm talking about?
I got you. If you want to come by here, I need some paint over on these walls now.
Hey, man. Hey, I got you, man. I'll shoot you my email, man. And you know what I'm saying? You can go get my discount. I definitely will. I know it's better to give than to receive, brother. And that's how I'm able to be where I am, man. And I just try to spread it, and I try to share it with everybody, man, that has been down the road that I've been down and that are trying to come out, man. You know what I mean? That are really wanting to do the right stuff.
How about this one, man, Antonio? Because I really like your story so far. Speak to the young cats that we've been talking about on this YSL trial. The Woodies, the Zacharys, the Antonio Sledges. You know, we ain't trying to down those brothers, but maybe give them an opportunity. Share some game that can help them get out of the loop. Because it sounds like you've gotten out of the gravitational pull of the street. And now you're driving on the street, but I like that.
Yeah.
So break it down.
Yeah. The thing of it is, man, you know, we've always said that people are a product of their environment. Well, I disagree with that, because LeBron came from a household with a single mother, without a father, had a community that was able to get behind him and push him. So for people to say that they are a product of their environment, no, we're actually a product of our decisions and our choices. And speaking to the Woodies and speaking to the Sledges and speaking to the little D's, first and foremost, they got to get out of the mindset that somebody owed them anything. First and foremost, we wake up with chances and choices. Now, what you do with your two chances and choices that you get in life is all on your decision making. You don't have to go out there and stand on a corner. You don't have to go out there and have to be a hood legend with no type of value. Because as I look at these young brothers now, man, and I hear a lot of people say, oh, you know, old Woody, old this, but if you see what he's doing now, the behavior haven't changed. It's just now I got money, I got a little money, a little notoriety, and now I can even take it further. Now, if he was doing it in the right way to turn it around and make it out of positivity, but you know, with all the money you showing on the camera, that's nobody's business. That's street ignorance, you know. Right. So it starts right there. They got to get that out of their head, you know. And get around people that can help them in a way to be educated and to be positive. But they first got to think about, you know, is my respect is more loyal to the streets or to my daughter? You know what I mean? Because what's gonna happen when you die for the street for respect, but then your daughter is left out here without a dad, or your son is in the penal system? What happens? The streets continue to move on. The streets continue to evolve. The streets continue to change. It loves nobody. You know, the bomb today could be a billionaire tomorrow out of one decision. You know? So I just think that they first of all need to get out their environment, because you can't go back to the same environment with the same type thinking and think you're going to change. Because at the end of the day, you got young kids coming up in the ranks that are seeing what you did. You know, you understand, quote unquote, street terminology. You a rat. You know, you don't think nobody might, you know, you think you Mr. Invisible, and now you flaunting in front of people's face. So it's dangerous. It's real dangerous. Because first of all, the enemy don't care who he gets to use. You know, once he gets you out there, he poked a hole in the boat and he just sitting back laughing. So it's dangerous to me, big brother, that, you know, I see him on IG and I see him on these platforms, and, you know, these 6 brothers sitting in here fighting for their life. You know, out of just sheer respect, man, just go hide. Just go lay down somewhere, because you don't even know if these people will come back and throw charges back on you again. You know, you're not out the weeds. So, you know, I just think that they just need to really get their life together and really get their mindset together and get away from the environment. You know, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Man, you know, Antonio, man, thank you so much for that, brother.
Man, blessings to you, brother.
Brother, I'm glad I looked down and said, wait, there's somebody that hopped up in the chat. That hopped up on the screen. I'm glad I did that. Again, Antonio, I want you to drive safely, brother. Thank you so much for North Carolina. You are welcome. Whenever, shoot me an email. I love to hear your story and all of that jazz. I'm going to let you drive safely. Don't forget, you know, don't forget Whitaker Park. We might need some paint. So I'll
thank you, big brother. Salute to you.
You got it. Grace and peace.
Yes, sir.
Y'all go ahead. That was good. I'm glad I did that. Y'all, let's drop Antonio in the chat. I'm glad that he stopped by. Man, that was good encouragement. And to hear that, you know what, it is possible for a street dude to turn from the street. And now he's driving on the street. How about that? How crazy is that? So yeah, shout out to Antonio, man. If he comes back through, if I ever get a chance, he comes to Atlanta, I would love to have him come on and rap with him. Yeah, absolutely. Be safe out there. But now that was a good story. I'm glad to hear. Now, again, I don't think he made it sound like it was easy peasy to snap your finger and a street dude becomes a legitimate citizen. He did say there was a lot of work that goes into it. But I think that's what most of us have said about Woody, and most of us said about those other gentlemen in the YSL trial, is that, you know what, they need somebody to pull them out. They need to have some motivation to get themselves out. They need to be in an environment that helps push them out of that system. So yeah, shout out to Antonio, man. That was good to hear. I'm glad we had a chance to catch up with him.
Yo, hit that like for deal Christian. Yo, for deal Christian, smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it, just smash it. Hit that like for deal Christian. For Deal Christian, smash that bell for DLC. Yo, smash it, just smash it. Hit that like for Deal Christian.